We here. It's Wild 94.1, wild941.com, face of the franchise, Joey franchise, along with the fam who's been on the left side of things as of recent. My guy Gats got a new project out, Life on Film. Welcome back to Tampa.
Thank you.
My dog, how's everything been, bro? It's been a spell since we caught up, dog.
Yeah, it's been a while. Things have been cool. You know, LA been cool. Been out there for about, I'm getting close to 3 years now.
I know, damn it, bro. I feel like yesterday, dog.
If it really feel like yesterday when I was like just here, like, oh yeah, I'm going, guys. It's been crazy. It's been crazy. A lot of movement out there, a lot of challenges, but it allowed me to make what I feel is my best project ever. Life on Film. I really, spent the last, 2.5 years toiling at it and making it as good of a project as possible. Like, I didn't want there to be any type of doubt when people heard the project, and I didn't want it to be like, oh, this is a Tampa project of the year or Florida. No, like, I want people to think of this with all the other albums that are coming out, because that's who I feel like I'm competing with. So yeah, it's good to be home though. It's good to be home to perform it and, share it with people, and we're gonna get right back to it.
I love, from what I heard from the album, I really appreciate a lot of the production that you did on it. And again, I love that what you said, because, I think people should have that mentality of, I'm trying to compete against the best in what's out there, and this is what I have to offer. You got Chase the Money on the project, you got Reason I've seen on the project. Of course, Jordan's on the project, a good friend of ours who's one hell of a producer. You see what he's doing with Ace, with Rocky, and
right.
The list goes on. But how difficult was it kind of transitioning from living out here in Tampa and to just making that move to LA, which we know why people make the moves, especially if you want to take a lot of this stuff serious and if you want to run into the who's in music and, rub shoulders with, the artists that have got some motion out there and producers. Was it a little bit of a culture shock? Explain to me how that transition was.
It was tough in certain aspects, right? In the sense of, I didn't have my creature comforts anymore. I didn't have, the homie system anymore, where it's like, okay, if I want to go get something done, I now need to build a relationship and build rapport with somebody stark new, and it has to be business first because we haven't built that friendship. Right. A lot of the things that I've done in Tampa came about because of a friend here or a friend there. And then you get to the point where, my name precedes itself. So sometimes people be in a situation, it's like, oh yeah, well, I want to work with Gats because I've seen the things that he's done over the, past years or whatever the case may be. And it makes it an entry point for us to have a conversation. Out there, I'm now the small fish, big pond. So it is sometimes kind of tough navigating or trying to build a rapport with people. But on the flip side, from doing the Rolling Louds and being in certain situations, I've already learned how to do those things. So the difficult part was finding myself to be in a position to do it. Once I kind of was able to start opening up certain doors, certain conversations were had, it was easy. The other thing is just timelines, deadlines, lawyers, being on email chains, getting songs cleared, getting features cleared, getting production
deeper than rap,
cleared,
man.
So that there's no situations like I didn't want to be in a spot where it's like, oh yeah, I thought this song was cool to drop. You drop it and then you get a cease and desist or something, goes left, or somebody doesn't want to promote a song because it didn't come out in a timely fashion that they wanted it to. I've built up my name here practically with my own production. Scott and me have been recording for years. The only other person that I really worked with in a large capacity was Jordan. So a lot of the stuff was just me. If I want to drop an album with just me on it, we can do that real easy. But with this, there's a lot of moving parts. So getting that timing down, that was tough. That was tough.
Now the album's called Life on Film, and obviously, you go in, you kind of, when you listen to the album, you kind of pick up on why it's called that. Records like Stuntman and things like that. Why Life on Film? Did LA kind of play a part on that? I mean, living in kind of like the Hollywood atmosphere.
Yeah, I live in Hollywood Hills, like legitimately. So like that is kind of how it played out. Originally, it was gonna be a Starship 2. Like I was like, okay, like I knew with the Robin albums, right? Robbers Rob.
Yep.
Thank You for Robin. You know, Too Much to Rob. Like with Thank You for Robin, that was like the end of that era. Like I was like, I know, like this is it. Like I'm done here. Like we're moving on to something else. And at the time when I was making Thank You for Robin and getting it wrapped up, I already knew the deal was coming. So I was having those conversations about, you know, getting signed. I think like a few weeks after Garden came out. So
Okay.
I knew that like I was gonna need to shift and I was gonna do something different. But at first we just thought, okay, yeah, my best album was Starship. Let me go back to that kind of thought process, which is gonna be Starship 2. And I was talking with Mac and he was just like, yeah, but do we really wanna look back? Like you've moved, you've left that, like, do we really wanna retreat that, you know? And yeah, I was like, okay, that's not gonna be the project name, whatever. And actually, if you look at the Stuntman cover, you actually see on the license plates, it says SSJ2, because like,
Oh,
there's
yeah.
SSD too. Like,
Yeah.
we were gonna go that route. But yeah, I live by the Chinese theater, so I was like going to the movies, you know, like I go take my little walk and watch a movie, go home and record something. And like I was doing that like every week. And eventually I went to the Broad Museum. There's this picture, photograph called Review there with these guys waiting for this movie to start showing. And I was like, that's what I feel like my life is. Like, I go to the movies and I make music. Like that's what it feels like right now. And like certain songs are sort of cinematic that it felt appropriate. So
Right.
yeah, came up with that title like sometime in May of 2024. So like about a year ago, I was like, that's what it's gonna be.
That's cool, man. That's really dope. Now, is it always difficult to kind of match? I mean, Starships being, you probably your best body work, the opus, per
Yeah.
se, to kind of like try to navigate and maybe not try to emulate that, but try to create something. Is it always a difficult process when putting music together or putting out actual project together, just to kind of either meet the expectations of the opus or like supersede it?
To a certain extent, I think it's not so much hard as it is frustrating of finding that moment where it makes sense for you. Like, I'll make a lot of music at once and I'll just keep putting out ideas. We ran up to Gainesville yesterday and for about like an hour, I was just playing demos of just stuff that I was working on. And none of it sounds really cohesive or alike or the same at all. Like it's
Okay.
all over the place. But at some point in time, I'm gonna hit like 2 or 3 songs and I'm like, oh, these go together. And then you start building there. So like for Life on Film, that song was Stuntman. Like when I made that, I thought to my brain, okay, I need to make around this song. So finding the song is tough. But once you get that, I don't really worry too much about trying to live up to older projects anymore. Cause it's like, if you really like that project, you're gonna listen to it. But like, I'm gonna offer you something new every time.
Dope. Now, are you still involved? Like, are you still heavy in wrestling? I know, that's always been
course.
kind of the,
Of
the attached to your persona.
Yeah.
How's that been? What's your view on wrestling now? I feel like lately it's been, gotten a lot bigger than it has. There's a lot more rappers getting to get involved
There's a
now.
lot. There's a lot.
Do you feel like it's getting maybe? I mean, it's always been commercial, but it's like overly commercialized where, like guys, like the big name, like the Travis Scotts of the world are starting to dive in, Cardi B's.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is, man. It brings people to the product. Shout out to my big bro Smoke Dizzle. Yesterday had West Side Gun Day, so they had a Heels Have Eyes joint, and there's a lot of people in the community, as far as like people like us, that have been contributing to it. Whether that's Wilson, my guy Adrian. Adrian's been
doing amazing with the Unlikely Pod too.
You know, and there's people that are really like there. Gun I put up there, Dizza, Wale, like.
I feel like those are like the founding fathers of the rap wrestling world.
Yeah, and then people like Kazim, who writer, like those people are still involved and still doing things. And as long as those people are still involved, if a bigger name wants to come in and throw their hat in the ring for 30 seconds, whatever, all right, that's cool. Like, it's no real skin off of my back. I would just be a little bit more. It would bother me more if those people's presence took away from the innovators and the people who are really been around and care about the product. And not to say that Travis don't care about the product.
Right. Yeah. But we get it. Yeah. I mean, we get it. Now, do you see yourself maybe, eventually, if asked, jumping in the ring, like actually, I mean, you've seen you do it in music videos prior, Suplex. So it's like would that ever be like would you welcome that invitation?
Yeah, Lee Moriarty, you owe me a rematch, bro. You owe me a rematch, bro. Cheated. I tell this girl all the time, I'm like, yo, your man's owe me a fade. But I would definitely be down to do that. I've worked with AEW in that capacity, in the sense, for Lee to be in the Suplex video. And I also recorded a verse for Willie Mack's entrance music for AEW while he does his Ring of Honor stint. So there's ties there. Shout out to my dog Rich, who's been working hand in hand with AEW for a while. Good dude out here, and Social Suplex, that whole squad. And yeah, I would. Honestly, like, I have a little bit more aspirations right now with like doing more film stuff, especially because I'm out in Hollywood.
Yeah.
But wrestling's always been, first love. If anything ever pops off to where I can get involved, whether that's doing more stuff with Mega Ran, doing stuff with AEW, doing stuff with Smoke, I'm with it.
And not only do you have a little love for wrestling, you mentioned obviously film, or we were talking about like Weapons just off the camera a while ago, and how great it was, by the way, best movie of the year in my opinion. You think otherwise, but I mean, it's hard to not with a love for film, and even your videos like look amazing. It's kind of hard not to try to find your way into like Hollywood on the acting side of things. So have you been like acting coach? Like, do you coach yourself? Are you like studying stuff? Are you trying to like read scripts, put scripts together? Like, what's your plan? Like, that you maybe a goal you have while in LA, being around all the stuff, to like maybe explore film.
Yeah, man. I've been in and thanks for kudos on the videos. Shout out to my team, Berto, Jan, Tom. Those guys I've coalesced with over the years, and they've always been really supportive of me learning. Because like at first, I'll come in, we start shooting the music video, and they would just tell me, yo, you need to do this, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But then I was just like, yo, can I ask some questions? They're like, oh yeah, cool. So like, they'll put a lens down. I'm like, what's that for? Like, why do you need this lens, and what are you gonna use this lens for? And it went from that to us being in a group chat, me asking random questions, to me writing storyboards and trying to get into that. So right now, while I've been out in LA, I've been taking advantage of going to the screeners. So like, nice. I'm in a screener club. So
I'm in one here too. Yeah, got it, man.
You go in there, watch the movies, and be able to try to give good criticism, good feedback for the focus groups and all that. And then I got a little bookshop that's like down the street from me. So I go over there, I purchase a script, read through it, and I usually
So you purchase the scripts?
Yeah, they got like classic scripts that you can go
like from movies like that have already come out.
Right.
Oh, wow.
Right. So then I'll go, have the script, and watch the movie, and like look to see like how the director utilized the script to influence the scene and things of that nature. So yeah,
that's dope.
And I'm in the process of.
Is that only in like LA? Because where could I find that?
I mean, I feel like you probably could find.
I mean, probably get it on like Amazon or
yeah,
eBay or something.
but like it's
that.
like, but it's different from actual brick and mortar. That's like it's dedicated
Right,
to
to
that.
that.
You know, and they got everything. They got like TV pilots and everything.
Oh,
Like,
dope.
they have
Hell
the
yeah.
TV pilot for Sopranos, for Mad Men. I like just before came out here, I was looking to see if there's anything I could read on the plane. So yeah, I'll have the script, watch the movie, and then it helps me have liners in my own script. I finished the whole outline of it, and I'm now in like page 20 of it.
So you're writing your own script.
Yeah.
You're writing your own movie.
Yeah.
Genre?
Dark comedy thriller.
Okay.
It's like a Coen Brothers feel.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dope. Now, does it like reading these scripts also like help influence some of the stuff you put in music? Like,
Oh,
is
of
that put,
course.
like visuals in your mind and.
Yeah. I mean, basically, like I recorded the album in my house and in Scott's house. Like when I would come out here, I would do like retakes or whatever. I did like all the demos in my crib.
Okay.
So like there was always a movie on.
Oh, dope.
Like I would, put the movie on in the background, and like that's how I used to memorize lines. So like I would do like my dummy takes. I read off my phone or whatever, blah 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 blah. And then when I would do my real takes, try to watch the movie and like record lines, and that's how I memorize lines.
Oh, that's crazy. That's dope.
Yeah.
That's dope. What would usually be on the background? Like, what's one of the ones that you always had on?
The Raid 2, John Wick 4, Godzilla -1,
Okay. Wow.
1917, Parasite.
Parasite was great.
Yeah. Those are the ones that I kind of like ran through a lot.
Yeah.
A lot. And I watched a lot of horror movies last 2 years.
I've been I always get in a horror kick. Like, I literally like, I don't know if it's the season, because it's the fall almost. But like, man, it's just running through classic horror stuff, like 90s, 80s stuff. Like, that's kind of like where I live. I literally went through like a rabbit hole of like going down like these random like 80s movies, like early 90s, like late 80s movies. I stumbled on this like Michael Keaton movie where he's like in San Francisco. Michael Keaton's one of my favorite actors, by the way. So I saw what was it? It was like him in San Francisco and like this family that had like this big ass like house, and he was rooming in it, but he was like a con man, and it was like this crazy like weird thriller, and he was doing like weird shit up in the house, and it was I've never heard of this movie before, but it was with Michael Keaton and I forgot the chick. It was some other chick. I forgot who.
Sucks. I feel like I've seen this before.
It's like in San Francisco. It's so weird. It was like a thriller, and then he like started like taunting the tenants.
I definitely feel like I've seen this before. I need to look that up.
It was on Peacock.
You would love LA because like
I would. That's like my end goal. Like, because the thing is, I'm still tight with a lot of people on that side, in music, in entertainment. I haven't really tapped in with too many people on the movie side of things, but that's like my biggest goal is eventually to like, because I'm music director now at the station. I'd love to like help with picking music for films. Because I listen to everything. And it's always like a certain song that hits me at a certain time, and I can visualize like, oh, this would be good for this type of movie, or this would be good for like this. And, and I'm always paying attention to the music in movies anyways. So that's kind of something that's like, when my time has passed here, I'm ready to evolve to that.
Bro, you would love LA. Especially when you mentioning like 'tis the season, man. Like they go crazy for Halloween. Like Brain Dead, shout out to Brain Dead. Like every month they'll pick like a theme that they'll show movies on, right? Mm-hmm. So like last October it was Monkey Paw. So it was like all Jordan Peele stuff and stuff that inspired Jordan Peele. So they obviously showed, Get Out, Us, Nope, and they showed Candyman, but then like they showed like They Live and all that. Like, and then Vidiots, shout out to Vidiots. I shot a lot of my verticals for the album in front of there. They were real nice, real kind. They showed Halloween on Halloween. They show Halloween every Halloween.
Oh, cool. Yeah, that's so.
And so like, that's great, man. And it's always a good showing. It's like the people who go to the movie theaters love going to the movie theaters.
Yeah.
So like you always get like a good crowd. Yeah, man.
We're here with Gats. It's Joey Franchise here, Face of the Franchise Pod. Now, the album it's out right now, been out for a couple weeks, Life on Film. What are maybe your top 3 movies that have impacted your life?
Old Boy was probably the movie that made me like a cinephile, where I was like, oh, okay, I get it now. Probably The Dark Knight. I remember like seeing that with like my core group of friends, and like that was a movie that made us lifelong friends.
That's cool.
So like I'm so appreciative of that, and just Christopher Nolan in general. And then like, yeah, this is a newer one, but Godzilla -1. I remember like watching that for the first time, and just like that shit shook me. And it really inspired a lot of the stuff that went into this album, as far as just being vulnerable about certain things. So yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, those are the three.
That's what's up, man. Well, Gats, appreciate you coming through, bro. It was great.
Thank you, man.
Reconnecting with you, brother.
Of course.
And that's how it is, man. Life on Film out right now. Tap in with my guy. Face the Franchise, baby.